Hello, everybody. I'm Alan Powell from the Essex Bridge Center. And this week we're going to be talking about splinter bids. Splinter bids are basically a cousin to Jacoby Tuna Trump in that we are still going to be working with hands with four card support. The difference is instead of opener being able to show their shortness, responder is going to be able to show their shortness, right? So we're going to be looking at it from the other side of the table. So a splinter bid is a double jump in a new suit, which is going to show 12 or more points and four card or more longer support for opener suit, right? 12 or more points, four card or longer support for opener suit. That's just like Jacoby Tuna Trump. The difference is responder is bidding a suit, right? Making a double jump in a new suit, and it shows shortness in the bid suit. Shortness being either a singleton or void in the suit you bid, right? Your primary use for splinter bids is going to be over one level major suit opening. So one heart or one spade, right? As you become comfortable with the concept and, develop whatever partnership you're working with, you can expand to find other places where you can use splinters. But for today, we're just going to study them directly over one heart and one spade openings. So a double jump is going to take you to one level below game, right? Just below game in whatever suit you bid. Over hearts, one heart, three spades is a double jump because one heart, one spade, no jump. One heart, two spades, single jump. One heart, three spades, double jump. And you'll see that the next place you can bid hearts is four hearts, right? And that shows specifically shortness in the spade suit, singleton or void in spades, 12 or more points, four card or longer support, mandatory four card support. One heart, four clubs, shortness in clubs, right? One heart, four diamonds, shortness in diamonds. Over spades, everything happens at the four level, right? One spade, four clubs, one spade, four diamonds, one spade, four hearts. So it is a double jump in a new suit over a one heart or one spade opening, shows 12 or more points, four card support, and shortness in the bid suit. Shortness being singleton or void. Okay. So these hands are going to be distributional, right? These hands are not relatively balanced. They're going to have some distribution to them. So when you're evaluating your hands here, all hands that are going to qualify for a splinter bid are unbalanced, right? All of them have singletons or voids, right? So add points for distribution right away. Because of the known 9-card fit, you could conceivably upgrade your short. Doubletons still only worth 1 point. Doubletons are not a strong feature, right? But singletons, you could go from 2 to 3. Voids, you can go from 3 to 5. If you have a 10-card fit, you would definitely do an upgrade on the singletons and the voids because they become more valuable the more trump you have, right? So because you have a known 9-card fit and it's split 5-4 between the two hands, you could upgrade your singletons and your voids a little bit, right? When you are counting your distribution, right? And with 10, definitely you want to consider upgrading where you're going. So let's look at this, see what some of these look like, right? So sample one here. Partner opens one spade, and you have 11 high card points, right? You have 4-card spade support. Count your distribution, though, right? So that singleton, you can add 2 or 3 points for, right? So that'll get you 13 or 14 points. You're above 12 points. You have 4-card spade support, and you have shortness in hearts specifically, right? So one spade pass, you would make a double jump to 4 hearts, and that would show 12 or more points. That would show 4-card or longer heart spade support, and that would show shortness in hearts, a singleton or void in hearts, right? Sample 2, 1 spade by partner, right? Pass. So we have 4 card spade support. We have 10 high card points. We have a void in diamonds, right? So that diamonds, if you upgrade it to 5 points, you're at 15 points. Even if you only do 3 points, you're at 13 points. Either way, you're above 12 or more points. You have 4 card support and you have shortness in diamonds. So therefore, we make a double jump into 4 diamonds. 1 spade, pass, 4 diamonds. Now, these double jumps are what is supposed to wake up your partner to something unusual happening, right? Because not only did my partner not bid 2 diamonds, my partner didn't bid 3 diamonds, which would have been a jump and would have woken me up as well. Partner bid all the way to 4 diamonds, almost gaming, right? So that double jump is supposed to wake you up to the fact that this is an unusual bid, and hopefully then you will also remember that it is shortness in that suit, right? So a couple of things. Because partner is showing 4 card support and 12 or more points, we are committed to game here, right? And we are committed to game in spades. And we have agreed upon spades, right? The other thing is you see the little asterisk next to both the 4 hearts and the 4 diamonds. That's because this is alertable, right? Splinters on the first round of bidding are alertable. Okay, so you must either, if you're on online, you alert your own bids. So you'd put 4 hearts, you'd type on the little line, shortness in hearts, or shortness in diamonds, or shortness in spades, whatever suit it happens to be, and 12 or more points, 4 card support, something like that. Try not to use the word splinter because not everybody knows what they are, right? And then you'll just have to answer the follow-up question anyway. Better to describe the bids when you alert them than actually to just give the name of the convention or whatever. Okay, so double jumps, right? Wake you up. You alert the opponents, and they are forcing to game in the major, right? Forcing the game in your partner's major. They are showing strong support for your partner's major, 4 card support, the equivalent of an opening hand with distribution, right? Okay. Sample 3 here. Partner opens 1 heart, pass. So here you have 5 card support for hearts, even better, right? You have 9 high card points, and you have shortness in spades. You have a void in spades, right? So 9, you have a 10 card fit here. Think about how many spades you can ruff after drawing trump, right? So that's definitely more valuable. So I would definitely upgrade that void to 5 points. So you might consider this hand 14 points, which is more than 12. As long as you evaluate at least 12 and understand that you have at least game with this hand. So you're going to make a double jump in spades to show the shortness in spades, promising 12 or more points with distribution and at least 4 hearts. All right, so 1 heart, pass, 3 spades, and that should be alerted. Number 4 here, partner opens a heart, pass. You have 5 card heart support, right? Even better. You have 10 high card points plus distribution, right? You have a singleton diamond, you have a 10 card heart fit. I would definitely upgrade this one to 13 points. Therefore, 1 heart, pass. Shortnesses and diamonds, double jump to 4 diamonds, right? Waking up your partner, letting them know something special is happening here, right? So you want to double jump into 4 diamonds. That's forcing to 4 hearts, right? Okay. I do want to talk a little bit about singleton honors. And the reason I want to talk about this is because you don't really want to splinter when you have a singleton ace, right? If you have a singleton ace, or versus a small singleton or a void, you need partner to be able to evaluate his hand correctly, right? So if partner had, say, the king, queen, 6, 5 of clubs, right? And you had a small singleton opposite, that's wasted values, right? But if you had the singleton ace opposite the king, queen, 6, 5, the king, queen are excellent values, right? Because they are now 2 tricks and 2 discards in your partner's hand. It makes it too difficult for your partner to figure out whether his hand is valuable or not. So if you have a singleton ace, instead of splintering, I would suggest you use Jacoby Tune Trump, right? And later on, perhaps you can let partner know that you have control of that suit, and we're going to discuss control showing qubits. We're going to start a little bit with them this week, but we're really going to discuss them thoroughly next week. And then partner would expect an ace in your hand, and he would be able to evaluate your hand. So you can have a singleton king, queen, or jack and splinter, but don't double count the points, right? Singleton kings are not worth 5 or 6 points. They are worth 3 points at the most, right? Same with queens and jacks. You can either take the point count value or the singleton. Don't use both, right? But singleton ace, my advice is don't splinter with them, and instead use Jacoby Tune Trump. Okay. The reason being that we want partner to be able to evaluate his hand. He wants to know whether his points are working or not. All right. So when partner has made a splinter, right, you need to start thinking about, how does my hand work with that shortness, right? And this is the same thing we did over Jacoby Tune Trump, right? We had to decide whether our points were working or whether they were wasted, right? If you have the ace opposite partner shortness in singleton, that's great, right? Ace opposite singleton, perfect. And then you can rough any other cards you have in the suit, right? Having kings and queens and jacks and things opposite the ace, opposite the singleton without the ace to go with it is wasted, right? You still have to lose a trick in the suit if partner has a singleton opposite the king, queen, and you may not gain anything from it, right? So you would be better off having those points in other suits taking care of partner's losers than you are having points in your partner's shortness, right? Having the king jack opposite your partner's void, it's absolutely wasted, right? You could have the 2 and the 3 get the same effect, and the king and the jack could be elsewhere solving problems for you. So the principle of working points and wasted values is the same as we discussed over Jacoby Tune Trump. When partner shows shortness, you look at the suit in which he shows shortness and you evaluate whether that makes your hand better or worse, right? Whether your points are working or wasted. All right. So, for example, if you have the ace opposite your partner's shortness or singleton, that's great. And then in number 5 here, the 5, 4, and 3 can be trumped, right? So that's perfect. Just almost as good as having nothing opposite your partner's singleton, right? Here we have no high cards opposite the singleton. So instead of the 4 losers that we had, we have only 1 loser, right? And now we can trump some of partner's cards. So having so many hearts was a liability until we knew partner was shorting them. And when he has 0 or 1 hearts, we know that we can trump a bunch of hearts. And those were tricks that we weren't counting on. Tricks that aren't made with high card points, right? So when partner makes a shortness bid, so in this case, he's shown shortness in hearts, we look at our hearts and we try and decide, does that help us? And in both of these scenarios, having the ace and little cards, perfect. Having just little cards, also good, very good. Having strength, not so good, right? So here, The king, queen of hearts perform the same function as the six. They mean that your partner, the opponents can't take more than one heart. Well, we already knew that, right? When partner only has one, they can only take one before we can trump it. So as a result, the king, queen are wasted here, and they are not working for us. Partner's going to have other suits. If he's short in hearts, he's going to have, clubs and diamonds. And the king, queen are not taking care of diamond or club losers, right? So it's the same kind of evaluation that we make over the Jacoby Tuna Trump opener showing shortness that we make over a splinter bid, because it also shows shortness, okay? So your partner's made a splinter. What do we do from this point? Well, new suits by either partner at this point are control showing Q bids. That is the same over starting with Responder's second bid on Jacoby Tuna Trump, right? And we're going to discuss that in depth next week. But the basic idea of a control showing Q bid is you bid a new suit and you are saying, partner, I can win the first trick in this suit. And to win the first trick in the suit, you need to have either the ace or you need to have a void, right? Either way, you will be able to take the first trick in the suit. Whether when they lead it, you won't necessarily be able to win it. You might have to trump it, but the opponents cannot take the first round of that suit. That's what a control showing Q bid will be. And we'll discuss, the implications of that more strongly next week. For no trump is Roman key card 1430 for the agreed upon suit as trump. A splinter bid automatically agrees on the trump suit, right? So one spade, four clubs. One spade bid, is a 5-card suit. Four clubs is a splinter in support of spades, shows 4-card spade support, shows shortness in clubs and 12 or more points, counting distribution, and agrees on spades, right? One heart, pass, 3 spades is a splinter bid, shortness in spades, opening hand, 4-card heart support, and agrees on hearts. So regardless of what other suits you bid in between, the moment you bid for no trump, it is 1430 for the agreed upon trump suit. That is the primary choice. And of course, if you return to the trump suit at any point during one of these auctions, you are showing no further interest in slam, and the implication would be that you don't have whatever the cards necessary to make a different bid would be, right? So confirming a void after a splinter bid will require the use of a control showing Q bid, right? For instance, one spade, 4 clubs shows singleton or void in clubs. Now we don't know whether it's a singleton. We don't know whether it's a void. Partner bids 4 hearts here. Now that's a new suit by either partner, right? So that would show first round control of hearts. Partner has either the ace of hearts or a void in hearts. He's saying that he can win the first heart trick. When we bid 5 clubs here, we are saying that we can win the first club trick. And the only way we can win the first club trick, since we can't have a singleton ace, is because we have a void in clubs. So if you have the opportunity, and you won't always have the opportunity, right? If partner bids 4 no trump or partner signs off in 4 spades, you won't necessarily be able to confirm the void. But if you have the opportunity, making a control showing Q bid in the suit will confirm that you in fact have a void. And that may be valuable to partner, right? Because we'll see when we add both control showing Q bids in 1430. 1430 is when you need to know how many key cards your partner has. Control showing Q bids is something you're going to do when you need to know which suit your partner has control, right? If you need to know what suits are covered, as opposed to just that we have enough coverage in all the suits, right? So it's a more specific kind of choice. So, armed with that information, let's try a few examples. All right, so hand number 1 here. But sorry, sample 8 here. South is your dealer, and South opens 1 spade, right? Pretty generic 1 spade opener, 14 points, right? 5 spades. North, you have 5-card spade support. Excellent, right? You have 10 high card points plus 3 for distribution, right? That singleton gets upgraded with a 10 card fit. 13 points, right? And 5 card support. So with the singleton and hearts, you make a double jump into 4 hearts. Note the asterisks, right? It needs to be alerted. Whichever method to alert is based on whether you're playing live or whether you're playing online. South, partner has shown shortness in hearts, an opening hand, and at least 4 card support. Did that hand make your hand better? Does that help you? Do you think you want to move on towards slam here? And the way you evaluate that is you look at your hearts and you think, how does this work opposite a singleton or void in hearts? Well, ace opposite singleton, excellent, right? The 6, the 4, and the 3, which had been a liability for you. You would have need to find cards in your partner's hand to take care of that. Have now become something that you can trump. So when you look at the hearts here, you would say, oh, I don't have to lose any hearts, right? I can trump up to 3 hearts in my partner's hand. And since partner is short in hearts, and he does have to have high cards somewhere, right? His high cards will work with mine probably, right? The ace of clubs, the jack of diamonds fill out my hand nicely. I do still have to worry about, what if he doesn't have the ace of clubs? What if he has the king queen? Well, that won't work for me, right? What if he doesn't have, the king queen of spades? I'm still worried about exactly what cards my partner has. In that, over 4 hearts, I'm interested in moving on. Since I want to find out who has the ace of clubs and who has the king queen of spades, and possibly the ace of diamonds would be nice. I'm going to use Roman key card here. 4-no trump is Roman key card with the agreed upon suit spades as trump. North, how many key cards do you have in spades? Well, you got the ace of clubs is 1. Since we're talking about spades, the king of spades is 2, right? And as long as we're working with 2, we check for the queen, and we have the queen 2 ways, right? We have the actual queen, and we have a 10 card fit. So 5 spades, 2 key cards with the queen. South, you can see that you're missing 1 key card. Now, you don't know whether it's the ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, or king of spades, but missing only 1 is acceptable, and we go ahead and bid 6 spades. And you can see that these hands fit together very well because you only have 24 high card points, right? But understanding that partner has the shortness in hearts, right, makes you evaluate the south hand as, having a couple extra tricks. And that's what we're talking about, right? You're looking at 4 spades. You need a couple extra tricks. And then we just check to make sure that we won't lose 2 quick ones, right? That's what Roman key card does for us. So 6 spades is where we want to be, right? You're missing 1 key card. Stop in 6 spades. All right. So it's the double jump here. 1 spade, pass, 4 hearts. A double jump in a new suit over 1 heart or 1 spade shows shortness in the bid suit. So 4 hearts is a singleton or void in hearts. It shows 4 card support for my opening suit. So we have at least 9 spades together. And it shows 12 or more points counting distribution. Okay. All right. Number 9. South is again your dealer, and South opens 1 spade, right? North, you have 5 card spade support again. Excellent. You have a singleton in clubs, and you have 13 high card points plus a couple points, right? Puts you in, 15, 16 range. So it's a good hand, right? And you're gonna splinter with 4 clubs, right? That should have an asterisk. 4 clubs, double jump, in a new suit, right? Shows shortness in the bid suit, singleton or void in clubs. Shows 4 card, at least spade support. Shows 12 or more points, right? South, your job is to look at your clubs and evaluate how you would see if it makes your hand better or your hand worse. And in this case, you have too much strength tied up in clubs to think this is a good thing, right? A singleton opposite your king queen, or a void opposite your king queen. Yeah, void means you won't lose any tricks in the suit, but the king and the queen are not doing anything useful for you, are they? Right? You have a weak spot there in diamonds, right? Um, and your partner's not short in diamonds, is he? If your partner had a singleton diamond, I would be bullish with this hand. But since partner has a singleton club opposite my king queen, I am no longer bullish and I want to stop in four spades. Um, and you can see that this hand will not play particularly well, especially if they lead a diamond, right? They knock out your ace of diamonds. You haven't gotten any club discards yet. In order to make this hand, you're going to need a miracle in hearts to get two discards, and it's not going to happen most of the time. So as a result, South, evaluate your hand based on the suit that partner is short in. Look at the cards you have in that suit. No cards, good. Just the ace, good. The ace and some other cards, medium. But here having the king queen opposite singleton or void, the cards are not working. Look at the difference it would make if your partner had the king queen, if you had the king queen of diamonds instead of the king queen of clubs, right? Then you're home free. Your diamonds are good. You only lose the club. Your hearts are good. Your spades are good. So that's the difference between working and not working points. Back to North. You have a good hand, but it's not good enough to overrule your partner. Remember, your partner's only promising 12 points. And he's saying, I have points tied up in clubs. I'm not really thinking about slam here. Respect your partner's pass and let it go. Okay. All right. Number 10. So here, South opens one heart, right? 14 points. Nice looking hand. North, you have 13 high card points. You have 4-card heart support. You have shortness in spades, right? And therefore, you're going to make a double jump in spades, right? A jump to 3 spades shows shortness in spades, agrees on hearts with 4-card support, and at least 12 points in strength, right? Back to South. So, South, you could ask your partner for key cards, and maybe that would work, and maybe it wouldn't, right? The danger on this hand is you have a couple of little diamonds. So even if your partner had some of the key cards necessary, you'd be a little bit worried about the diamond suit, right? So one of the ways to overcome that is to make a control showing cubit and hope your partner then shows the suit you need, right? So I have the ace of clubs. That is first round control of clubs. I could conceivably bid 4 clubs here, right? And North, partners bid 4 clubs. You've already shown your singleton spade. You do have the ace of diamonds, right? So if you bid 4 diamonds, that would say, oh, you have clubs? Good. I have first round control of diamonds. And I would know that was the ace because your short suit was spades, right? If you had a void in spades, you might have cubid 4 spades here. South, problem solved, right? You have 3 spades opposite the singleton. You have 2 diamonds that are now opposite the ace, right? So you could ask, check for partner, you need him to have the king of hearts here, right? For no trump. Okay. Partner has the king of hearts and the ace of diamonds is 2 key cards, does not have the queen of hearts. So 5 hearts is the answer. And South, your partner has the king of hearts. Your partner has a singleton spade, and therefore you'll be able to rough your other 2 spade losers. He's got the ace of diamonds, and he does have to get to 12 points somehow, right? And so those 12 points will almost certainly involve either. It doesn't have to be both. Either the king of diamonds or the queen of clubs, either which will take care of your other diamond loser. So you can safely predict here that 6 hearts is a good contract, right? You could have short-circuited this and gone straight to 4-no trump. You find out partner has 2 key cards. Well, you would actually know that one of those key cards is the ace of diamonds, right? Because you would know that he has ace of diamonds and the king of hearts because he's not supposed to splinter with a singleton ace. So he's not supposed to have the ace of spades. But if you turned up with only 1 key card, you might go down in 5 here, and nobody wants that, right? So be a little careful in what you choose here, right? And when you bid for no trump, so 4 clubs will get you the information you want. So, this goes back to a few weeks ago. We did a hand where we, bid 4 no trump and found we had 4 out of 5 key cards and bid 6, and then found out we had 2 quick losers in another suit. This is a way to solve that problem, and we'll go into more detail about this next week. How do you choose between showing control of a suit or straight into Roman key card, right? How do we pick between those two? All right. Number 11 here. South opens 1 spade, right? North, you have 10 high card points and a void in clubs, right? You have 4 card spade support. So count distribution, you're definitely over 12. You have 4 card support. Go ahead and splinter into 4 clubs. That is your short suit clubs, right? So 4 clubs says I have shortness in clubs, 4 card support, 12 or more points, counting distribution. South, does that make your hand better or worse? Well, I look at my clubs and I see that I had 3 club losers. And now, if partner has a singleton, I only have 2 club losers, right? So I went from 3 losers to 1 loser to 1 loser. That's good, right? It's a 2-trick swing. If I can rough both clubs, and I should be able to rough both clubs because I have 6 spades, partner has 4. We should have a couple left in dummy to rough them. I'm good. All I need to know, I need to know some things about this hand. Where are my partner's points located? If they're not, in clubs, he's got to have some strength in hearts, some strength in diamonds. So I might choose 4 diamonds. I'm saying, partner, hey, I've got first round control of diamonds, right? Tell me about your hand. Now, North, do you have first round control of any suit? Well, you don't have an ace, the ace of hearts. Trump doesn't count when you're doing first round control. That's something we deal with through Roman key card. So the next suit that would be available would be 5 clubs. Do you have first round control of clubs? A void is first round control. A void says I can take the first round of the suit, even if it's by trumping as opposed to winning trick. So 5 clubs here. Splintering says I have a singleton or void. Following that up with a control showing Cupid confirms the void. South, you can see a few things on this hand, right? First of all 3 of your club losers can be roughed in dummy, right? And if your partner has no points in clubs, he's got to have some diamonds and hearts, but he doesn't have the ace of hearts, does he? Because 4 diamonds, he went to 5 clubs. He could have been 4 hearts along the way. That's, again, something we'll talk about next week. So he doesn't have the ace of hearts. He's got some strength elsewhere, and he can rough the first round of diamonds. Spades are not a problem here because I have 6, he has 4. So even if he doesn't have the queen, I expect it to fall. I am bullish on this hand, and I'm going to go straight to 6 spades. Okay. So that's something that will become easier as we get more into the control showing Cupids next week. 4 clubs, splinter, 4 diamonds. I have the ace or void and diamonds. 5 clubs, confirming the void. And then south, well, okay, no club losers means I can make 6 spades, right? All right. So those are Splinter Bids, right? They're somewhat similar than Jacoby Tuna Trump. And the way you distinguish between whether you use Jacoby Tuna Trump or whether you use a Splinter is whether or not you have the short suit, right? So as responder, if your partner opens one heart or one spade and you have 4-card support and you have 12 or more points, if you have shortness, you're going to use a Splinter Bid. If you have no shortness, if you have, a mostly balanced hand, doesn't have to be fully balanced, but mostly balanced hand, you're going to use Jacoby to no trump, right? The only exception, the only overlap there is when you have a singleton ace. I don't want you to splinter with a singleton ace. I want you to be Jacoby to no trump and work from that point. Okay. So that's how we choose between the two. Partner opens one of a major, you have 4-card support, you have 12 or more points, counting your distribution. With shortness, Splinter in the short suit. With no shortness, use Jacoby to no trump. Okay. All right. I'll see you in class.